Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Ananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Nitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radhe. Damodara, Shri Radhe. Jaya Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Shri Radhe. Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Yashoda Damodara, Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shraddha Gokulananda Bhavan ki jai. Okay. So today we are discussing from Bhagavad Gita. Raise your hand if you are here first time in Bhaktivedanta Manor. Oh wow, good. Anybody else first time here at Bhaktivedanta Manor? Oh, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. So yeah, this is our evening program where we discuss something from the Bhagavad Gita, from scripture, and then we have Aarti, and then we have Prashadam in Haveli. So we'll start reading from the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and verse number is 14th. So verse are there on the screen so that you can see, and the idea is like to absorb the energy, absorb the Sanskrit language in our body, in our consciousness. So first I'll recite the verse, and then you can follow me by watching in the TV screen. Is that okay? Yeah. So everyone can see the screens, yeah, both side. Perfect. So verse goes like, Matra sparshaastu kaunteya. You can repeat after me, yeah. Matra sparshaastu kaunteya. Shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Agamapayino nitya. Agamapayino nitya. Stanstitikshasva bharata. Tamstitikshasva bharata. Long one. Matra sparshaastu kaunteya. Shitstu kaunteya. Matra sparshaastu kaunteya. Shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Stu kaunteya. Shitoshna sukha dukkhada. Agamapayino nitya. Stanstitikshasva bharata. Okay, so translation is anybody is managing screen? Okay, I'll read from the Bhagavad Gita. Translation is, O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O scion of Bharat, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. Raise your hand if you have tolerated something in your life. Everything? Heavy boss? Naughty children? So yeah, this is our life. So this verse is basically talking about in our life, whatever happens, we have to tolerate. We don't have the option. Have you realized it? In your like journey, 20, 30 years, that if you are like school goers, you have to tolerate like heavy teacher and then give exams. If you're working in the company, corporate, then you have to, what to speak of manager, you know. So wherever we goes in our life, the foundation and the thumb rule is we have to tolerate situation around us. There is no other option. So here, Krishna is saying, Matra sparshaastu kaunteya. That means whatever appears from sense perceptions. You understand sense perception? So we have like sensory organs. It's like our skin, our tongue, our eyes. So these are organs. And whatever the result of it, we have to tolerate that. Are you with me? Now we're going to read purport, which is given by Prabhupada. Okay, so purport means how to live this verse practically in our life. So now you have situation that something happened in your life. So for example, you lose your job. So how to respond to that situation? So Prabhupada gives a practical way to how to apply this verse, which is 5,000 years old, and how to make it relevant to our life. Whether we're working, whether we doing our business, or whether we helping people, charity. So how we can live this verse in our life. So that means purport, yeah? Are you with me? Yeah. Okay. Just a second. In the proper discharge of duty, one has to learn to tolerate non-permanent appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress. According to Vedic injunction, one has to take his bath, shower, early in the morning, even during the month of January and February. It is very cold at that time, but in spite of that, a man who abides by the religious principles does not hesitate to take his bath. Similarly, a woman does not hesitate to cook in the kitchen in the month of May and June, the hottest part of the summer season. One has to execute his duty in spite of climatic inconveniences. Similarly, to fight is a religious principle of the Kshatriyas. And although one has to fight with some friends or relatives, one should not deviate from his prescribed duties. One has to follow the prescribed rules and regulation of religious principles in order to rise up to the level of the platform of knowledge. Because of knowledge and devotion, only can one liberate himself from the clutches of illusion. The two different names of address given to Arjuna are also significant. If you remember in the verse, you might have heard or read Kaunteya and Bharata. So for Arjuna, here is two names given. Why is it so? We'll see here. To address him as Kaunteya signifies his great blood relation from his mother's side, Kunti. And to address him as a Bharata signifies his greatness from his father's side, King Bharat. From both sides, he is supposed to have a great heritage. A great heritage brings responsibility in the matter of proper discharge of duties. Therefore, he cannot avoid fight. So, this is where we are, where Arjun has to fight a war. And the difficulty is, who was the opponent? Cousins, Guruji, family, relatives, uncle, grandfather Bhishmadev. So imagine a situation that happened 5,000 years before, and you might have some idea like, how is it like relevant to my life? Like I'm living in 2024 and soon in 2025. So how this thing is relevant? So in this verse, we're going to see that like how the Arjuna situation, and we also have same situation in our life. So what happened when Arjuna has to fight the war? So he mentioned, this is second chapter. In the first chapter, Arjuna mentions that in the first chapter, 29th verse, Vepathusya sharire me roma harshasya jayate gandivam samsrate hastat tvakcheva baridahyate. That means, Vepathusya sharire me. Arjuna is saying, my body is trembling. Vepu means body. Arjuna is saying, my body is trembling. Why? Because I have to fight with my family, my relatives. Second, Arjuna is saying, Roma harshasya jayate, my hairs are standing on end. In modern language, we can say goosebumps. Have you experienced it? Yeah, okay. And third one is saying, is interesting, is Gandivam sansrate hastat. You know what does that mean? Who was the Arjuna? Warrior, fighter. And what's the best skill they have? To fight, archery. Imagine you are a lawyer. Is there anyone lawyer in this room? Lawyer. Let's say teacher. Okay, teacher. So we stick to lawyer. So if you are lawyer, you practicing in UK, you read all the books of lawyer. You are the best lawyer in UK. People are ready to pay you millions of pounds. And now situation is happening that someone sue you in the court, and you don't know what to do. You are the best lawyer in the UK, but now you forgot everything. So this is the situation of Arjuna. That he knows how to fight. Not just know, he is best at fighting. But because there are family members, he can't fight. So that's where we are. Arjuna is telling that I'm the best warrior, I'm the best like Gandhivdhari, but I don't know what to do in this situation. So in this situation, Krishna is telling what to do. So this is the scene, this is where we are. And from here, we see how to tolerate things and how to function in this world. Though it appears some little bit difficult or problematic. So this is where we are. So first of all, you might have this question that why we have to tolerate. In the beginning, almost all of them raised your hand saying that, yeah, it's true, we have to tolerate. But did you ever ask yourself, that, is there any like second option, like phone a friend, something like that? Can we do something about that? Why we have to tolerate? Do you have any idea? If you want to share something like why, what's your understanding? Whatever you feel, whatever you like. Why we have to tolerate while being in this world? Does that have to be true? Can be anything. It's your opinion. Okay. Bhagavad Gita says in the 8th chapter, 15th verse, Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Krishna is telling to Arjuna that listen, this place is full of miseries. Not just that, this place is temporary. Have you realized it? You buy very nice iPhone 15, it doesn't last. After a couple of years, you have to change. And Apple gives you very nice iPhone 16, then 17. So this is how this world is not permanent place. So for example, when you are young, you like your body, you like your beauty, but the reality is you know that it's not going to last for a long time. So this is how everything in this world is temporary. And don't forget the first one, Dukhalayam, full of misery. You know what is Dukhalayam means? So for example, I say Vidyalaya. So word Alaya means source. You understand, like a reservoir. So when we say Pustakalaya, place where we store books. Dugdalaya, place where we store milk. So similarly, Krishna says this world is Dukhalaya, place where we store miseries, dukh. Yeah, exactly. So Krishna is saying, so that's why we have to tolerate. You got the answer? Why we have to tolerate? So while being tolerant in this world, how can we get out of this world? Before we go there, if you might have thinking that because maybe I am in the difficult situation, that's why I have to tolerate. It's not like that. You know the Pandavas, 5 brothers, even they had to tolerate a lot. Anyone knows the life of Pandavas here? So in the beginning, the Duryodhana party, they give them a poison to kill them, especially Bhima. Yeah. Second one, once they give the poison, then they invite them in a new house, which was lac house, which easily can burn. And what was their plan? To keep them there in the house and set a fire on the house. Third one is, not just that, they rob all their wealths. Where? In the game, you know? So they rob all their wealth. After robbing their wealth, what did they do? They robbed their all lands. They didn't stop there. What did they do next? They disrobed their wife, Draupadi. Still, they didn't stop. They tried to kill them with the weapon in the forest, when they were in the forest, in the Ajñatwas, when they were like outside of their eyesight. So at that time, they tried to kill them. So even the person who are on the level of Pandavas, don't forget, who was the Pandava? They are the one who was the Krishna was always with them. Can you imagine? Krishna is like a supreme God. He's with the Pandava, but still they have to go through all these difficulties. So this is the nature. Krishna is saying, when you come here, you have to go through all these cycles. Doesn't matter, even if still I'm there. And you may be thinking like, yeah, Bhima got some poison, they tried to set a fire on the house, they killed them with a weapon, but how does this thing is related to me? This is very relatable to, or very resonating with our life. So for example, this is the same thing, but in different way. Just go to store, market street, high street, and what you see? Heinz ketchup, bread, and all these things are non-different than the poison. It's like a slow poison. I was in agriculture in India. My graduation was in agriculture. And one of my friends told me that he was working in the big company in India. It's like a multinational company. I won't mention the name, but he was working there, and he told me that the way people are consuming food, people think they are consuming food, but they are actually consuming urea because of the quantity the farmer puts in their field. And it's not farmer's fault. It's their life. They have to do it. But it's because of companies, because of the giant cost. So these things are not different than poison. So we think that, yeah, we are giving like so much money and getting high food. But if you might have come across with so many scandals, especially with the milk product like butter, ghee. So this is the non-different from the poison. Second one is setting fire on our house. So you may say, but yeah, we are safe in our house. We got like 2 BHK, air conditioner, heater, TV. We have everything. But how this thing is like difficult for us? Don't forget the rent, interest, bills. So these are the another way to plunder you. So this is the situation. You think it makes you happy. That is called Krishna calls here, it's illusion. So you think that these things are happy, these things are making me happy, but no, it's just open your eyes, think about it. You work hard for a long day, and then your most of the money goes somewhere else. This is the situation. Third one, robs your money. So insurance people, they'll come to you, say, yeah, buy this, buy that, you need this one. You don't even realize that. You don't even know that, do you need it or not. But they come to you and show something saying that this is necessary for your life. Next one. Arjuna, in Pandava's case, they disrobe their wife, Draupadi. So how this thing is relevant to us in this day and age? So what happened with us in our case? We stay with someone, with our partner. We spend some time, let's say 4 or 5 years, and then you come to know that they have some different relationships, both he or she. And then you realize, oh my God, what's going on? I was thinking like this person is like really faithful for me. But then you realize this is the like completely different situation. And the last one is the try to take over your land. So Bhagavatam says that we have 7 attachments like family, wife, opposite gender, and our property, our animals. Animals means our vehicles. So all these attachments try to destroy us from within. But when we hold this attachment, so this is where the role of tolerance comes in the picture. Are you with me? If you have any question, you can ask me anytime, yeah? So this is not like a kind of a class and someone is like speaking. This is like a informal conversation. If you have something to share, your realization, if you have doubt, if you want to argue, yeah, most welcome. So this is the situation. And you know, most the worst thing in this day and age, especially in social media, to tolerate. Any idea? It's really close to you. Huh? Phones. Yeah, bit more close. You're almost there. We can't tolerate it. We can tolerate everything, but we can't tolerate that thing. Just guess. What is there in your... It's just around. It's phone. Let's say it's phone. Not having Wi-Fi. And you know, even the worse than that, you have Wi-Fi, but the speed is low. This is the even worse thing to tolerate. Because our mind, they say like our mind has like capacity less than golden fish. You know, their memory or the attention span is 8 seconds, but human cross that limit. We have even less than 8-second attention span. So this is our situation about tolerance. But now you may have questioned that, okay, this is tolerance. We can understand this world is made in such a way where we have to tolerate because we don't have any option. Because Krishna also said in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna has tolerated already. So I am also tolerating. So you might ask that, but what's the solution? How can I come out of this world? So here Krishna is going to explain that how we can come out of this world. Before we go there was one famous mountaineer called Skinner. Was traveling to mountains and everywhere, like rock climbing, rappelling, everything. So Skinner said, we cannot pull down the mountains. But what we can do? We can elevate ourselves. You understand? So similarly, we cannot reduce or pull down our situations, circumstances. But what we can do? We can elevate our consciousness. Say for example, let's make it more easy and simple. How many of you traveled in the Airplane. Perfect. In the flight, have you used flight before? So what happens when you sit in the flight, and if you have luckily window seat, and if you look at down on the planet Earth, what do you see? Yeah.
Some landscape type of things like buildings and parks and
Building, parks, yeah,
etc.
etc. Perfect. So the same thing, lands, building. When you are on the earth, when you are not in the plane, now come down on the earth, and then you see this land, these buildings, these commercials. Do you find it that someone is like lower and someone is like higher? But when you sit in the plane, and then you look at down, what do you find it? It's almost level. So this is what happens when we develop our spiritual vision, when we have a higher consciousness. At that time, your problems, so-called problems, difficulties, miseries, it looks same, equal, and you can easily ignore that. So this is the solution to develop or to build spiritual vision. And how to do it, we're going to talk very soon. So another famous, I think you know about it, A Man's Search for Meaning. Do you know about this book? Man's Search for Meaning. The author was Viktor Franklin. And he was kind of in the Ghazi camp. You know the Ghazi, the concentration camp. And he had to go through a lot in his life. And he's writing some quotation saying that when you have problem in your life, but if you have higher vision, you can easily overcome. And he's the one who was in the concentration camp. Can you understand? And he's also saying that when you have stronger why, you can easily figure out what and how. What and how. When you have like stronger why, when you have stronger purpose in your life, you can easily figure out what and how. Let me give you one simple example. I can see there are so many moms here. So when you cook, so for example, Prabhupada is given an example here that when mother, she cooks for the family in the hot summer, but she didn't realize. I still remember when I was in school, and it was like morning school, secondary, and when I come back home, and you know, like obviously as a kid, you're like so much hungry. And then you start throwing your bags, you start throwing your water bottle, and you start doing the everything. For what? For just to eat something, because you're hungry and you can't tolerate. So in that situation, what mother is doing, she's like undisturbed and really focused, making chapatis and making different sabjis, because she knew that my kid is gonna have some food very soon. And that's why she is completely undisturbed. So in this situation, I was like reflecting on this topic that it was my tolerance that I was just like went to school. I had some like same breakfast with her in the morning. It's been 5 hours. So why I'm so much hungry and why she's like not diverted or disturbed. Though she was next to fire, one, she was hungry, two, and third one was me, was tormenting her. So she had like triple misery compared to me. But she's still focused. She's still making chapati. She's still making sabji. Because she knew that once I finish this job, my kid or my family, they're going to have some good food. They're going to nourish their body. They're going to be energetic. So this is how, when we have a higher purpose in our life, we don't focus on the lower one. You understand? So this is the situation. When you develop higher vision to see your life, these temporary things like problems in the relationships, family, your job or business, it doesn't seem so much important. So this is where spirituality comes in the picture, how to develop that higher vision. Before we go there, you may have questions, but why should we build that? What are the benefits? So there are 3 immediate benefits. First of all, you develop your inner self. Can you imagine a situation where you have to tolerate something, you are put in difficulty, And once everything is finished, and what did you learn from that situation? Do you want to share something that you went through something in your life, some situation, and then you can say, yeah, I learned this from this situation, because everything is happening for a reason. It's not random or by chance. Anyone wants to share something that you went through something, and you can say, yeah, from within, I'm getting strong man or woman. I learned from this thing, from this event. If you want to share something? Okay, so first one is, we develop ourselves from within. Second one is, we develop relationship with the people around us. Do you realize it? Like say, for example, if you are working in the company, and your boss has a heavy task for the people, for the employee, and nobody is ready to take it. And at that time you are there and you are saying that, yeah, I'm going to take it. And then he gives you the responsibility, he or she, and you done that task really nicely, successfully, 100 out of 100. In this situation, what happened? What happened in this situation? Your boss or manager, they give you some task, which is difficult, nobody is ready to take it, and you took it, and you make it like successful. So what's going to happen first thing? Good impression, perfect. So you develop your relationship with your manager. So next time they have some difficult task, who will be the first person in his mind? You, of course. So this is how, when you go through something in your life, it's not just you develop from within. Of course, you develop within from in your side, but also you develop relationship with the people out there with you. And the third benefit is, when you go through some situation, not just you grow, not just the people around, they grow, but the whole community grows. This is what happened. This is how most happiest country or most successful people, they work. They don't just learn, they don't just inspire people around, but they make them feel that, yeah, we are winning. Otherwise, like, if you have like different agenda than the people working you, so people say, yeah, okay, it's my pay job, I'm coming here, but they are not interested in you. But if you feel them that, yeah, you are important here, you are part of this community, and your success is my success, when you make them feel this, that's real success. But if you have material vision, then you can't do it. You must have spiritual vision. You must have to see through the glance of the scripture. Because everybody has a soul, or everybody is a soul that experiencing material body. So, as I mentioned in this verse, matra sparshastu, that things which are connected to your senses. So, whatever relations we have with this body, with the people around, it does has some tolerance. And the way to tolerance that is to develop spiritual vision. How can we develop spiritual vision in easy term? If you want to develop something in your life, how do you, say for example, okay, let's say next year, this is October, yeah, next year you want to develop your muscles, your body, your physique, you want to be more healthy. What do? Gym. You go to gym and you do practice. You put yourself in the practice zone where you dedicate like certain time that, okay, I'm going to go to gym early in the morning, taking shower, at least 1.5 hours. So this is how to develop something in our life, we have to do practice. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that abhyasa and vairagya, practice and detachment. If you want to develop or build something, whatever in your life, if you want to be a successful student in your life, if you want to be a successful businessman or employee, or even if you want to be a successful housewife, at least you have to practice something and renounce something. So for example, let's say, take this example of going to gym. So if you're going to gym, then you have to dedicate yourself like whole week. And the renouncement, what's the renouncement here? You have to stop junk food. You have to stay up whole night. You have to like go to gym early, so you have to sleep early in the night, early to bed, early to rise, make a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. So when you put yourself in certain procedure, you have to dedicate that, you have to do practice, and you have to renounce from something. So similarly, when we have to develop spiritual vision, what we have to do? We have to be touch all the time, or we have to practice spirituality. And how do we do it? Any idea? How do we be spiritual? How we can be spiritual? Yeah. Chanting. Yeah, perfect. By chanting Krishna's, yeah?
Doing kirtan?
Perfect, doing kirtan. So these are the different ways where you can stay always spiritual. And once you are spiritual, remember, when you have a higher vision, you develop automatic renouncement, detachment from the lower taste or from the lower or minor difficulties from your life. So as they mentioned that chanting and kirtan, so in Kali Yuga, these are the weapon to fight. Oh, Kali Yuga. Let me tell you something about Kali Yuga. You know what's the situation of Kali Yuga? In the Satya Yuga, everything was opulent. Yeah?
Everything is evil in the like Kali Yuga, and rarely is there any truth. And
Truth. Oh, wow.
like that.
You know the wisdom. Yeah, there is rarely truth. It's so hard to find a truth here in this age, because they say like Kali Yuga, the literal meaning of Kali Yuga is quarrel and hypocrisy. Did you meet any person? Have you seen any person, those who are fighting? Have you met any person, those who are doing some hypocrisy, knowing that I'm doing wrong thing, but still they are in that thing? So these are the sign of Kali Yuga, that every step you will find some quarrel, and every step you will find some hypocrisy. So in the Satya Yuga, I was talking about the first age, which was Satya Yuga. In that age, everything was opulent. There was enough food for everyone, enough water for everyone, enough necessities to live the life was enough. But when we came down, Satya Yuga, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali Yuga, things are getting lower and lower. Can you imagine that people have to pay to eat? We think this is normal, but this is not normal. Who has the ownership on sun? Because sun and moon, they're providing energy, and based on that, everything is growing. But you see the height of Kali Yuga, that people have to pay to eat, which grows naturally. One step further, people have to pay for water. Isn't this like height of Kali Yuga? Water is like unlimited. Water is like when I was in the 8th, and there was like Samajik Vignan, and it says like 75% is water and 25% is the land. So didn't you have this idea like then why we have to pay for water? It's like water is like 3 times more than compared to land, but still we have to pay. So this is because of Kali Yuga. And write down, make for sure, very near future, you have to pay for air to breathe. I'll give you one glimpse. In Corona, people were paying for oxygen. So this is the situation. When the ages goes further and further, degrades higher and higher. It goes down, down, down. People have to pay for food, water, air, and whatnot. So these are the sign of Kali Yuga. But don't worry, we have the like weapon. It's given in the scripture. What's the weapon? Yeah? You knew it. I know you knew it. Yeah, God what? Yeah, God?
I guess I forgot what was that. I had studied about it long ago.
Okay. But you are like little long ago. How long?
No, I mean, in last year.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just joking with you. You're my friend. So yeah, even this boy has that understanding that if you have to go through this world, you have to develop your relationship with the God. Chant his name. And to sing his kirtan. So this is where a role of spirituality or a role of Krishna comes in the picture. So if you fed up of tolerating this material or temporary or miserable world, you have the last option is to give yourself to spirituality, to give yourself to Krishna, to develop your relationship with the Krishna. And how you can develop it? Easiest way, the most easiest way. Yeah?
If you have a mala, then you can jump in that.
There you go, chanting Krishna's name. Because Krishna is non different than the scripture. So when we chant Krishna's name, when we chant holy name, when we sing devotional music, devotional song, bhajan, at that time we actually connect ourselves with the Lord, with the spirituality. And when do you have that vision, your so-called problems is not anymore problem for you. Because remember, now you are traveling in the plane. So that's why you have now higher vision. We were talking about Arjuna and Pandavas. They were in the problem. They have all the difficulties. Fire. They set fire on their house. They plunder all their wealth, all the land, try to kill, give them poison. But still, they were not affected, as here is mentioning. They were not disturbed. Why? Because they have higher vision. They have Krishna with them. And Krishna told Arjuna that while fighting, just remember me. So similarly, whatever we do in this world, if you want to go through everything, all the problems, only solution is to remember Krishna, to remember His holy name. That I know I'm in difficulty, but I know you are there, and I'm really sure that you're going to show me the way. And this is what we do through chanting His name, chanting Krishna's name. So this is the solution. And should I tell you one extreme example? Kunti Maharani. In Bhagavatam it's mentioned that Kunti Maharani is praying for more problems. Can you imagine that? Vipadah santuta shasvat tatra tatra jagat guru bhavato darshana tulyam napunar bhave darshanam. Kunti Maharani is saying that Krishna, give me more miseries. Imagine you come here to pray. So we usually pray that, oh, give me land, give me building, give me TV, give me partner, Om Jai Jagadisha Hare. But Kunti Maharani is a great devotee of Krishna. She is praying that, give me problems. Don't you find here some paradox? Is that because she wants to remember Krishna? She wants to give herself to Krishna. That give me problem so that I can remember you, so that I can see you. So don't pray that, because we are not at that level. Because if Krishna is really hearing you, then you're going to have some big problem. But she can do it. Why? Because she was devotee of Krishna. So when we become devotee of Krishna, when we give ourselves to Krishna, this is the result of the whole action. When we chant Krishna's name, even though whatever difficulties, whatever miseries come to us, we don't see that as a misery. In fact, we say, yeah, give me more. I'm happy. I'm joyful. So this is the situation. And as I mentioned, the procedure and the way is to chant Krishna's name. So for that we have Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. When you chant this mantra, it really awakens you from within your heart. Because this mantra is not man-made. It's given the scripture, and these scriptures are coming from where? We have any idea? You can throw a random guess. Our scriptures, everything, yeah?
Obviously, Krishna.
Yeah, but Krishna is true. Okay. Krishna, let's say Krishna. But how does this scripture... No, not Ganesha. It's coming from Krishna, yeah? Ganesha was the one who wrote Mahabharata with the Vyasadeva, if you remember. So yeah, that's why. So you are not wrong, but it was different case. So these scriptures, Veda especially, coming from breathing of Lord Vishnu. And first time this knowledge is given to Lord Brahma. This was not like giving class. This is like spiritual knowledge. It can transfer without any connection. So from my heart to your heart, like that. So from Krishna's heart It went to Brahma's heart, and this is how all the knowledge came from, and this is where Vyasadeva comes in picture, and this is where all the scriptures are coming from, Lord's breathing. So in one line you can say these scriptures are directly coming from Krishna, Vishnu. So this scripture is saying that this Maha Mantra is a spiritual, it's not man-made, and when you chant this mantra, you actually connect yourself with the Lord. Thinking or saying that, my dear Lord, how can I serve you? You have done so much, you have given me so much items, so much necessary, you have fulfilled all my requirements. Now it's my turn, how can I serve you? And when we develop our relationship with the Krishna, he also, of course, is going to reciprocate because he's the person. He's not just like some light or some smoke. So he's a person like you and me. But he has different body, he has spiritual body. But Krishna is a person. And what person wants? They want relationships. They want reciprocation. Imagine you are staying with someone and you treat them like a robot. Your relationships is nothing going to last for a long time. So Krishna is a person and he wants reciprocation from us. So when we actually chant this mantra, we are showing our love to Lord. And what happened in our material relationships? When we give something to someone, say for example, my friend, what's your name? Yash. Yash has his birthday. I'm going to his home with a flower. So what's he gonna do on my birthday?
I'm going to bring you flowers back.
Same thing. This is called reciprocation. This is how relationship works. So you give something, and similarly, the another person also gives back to you. So ye yatha mam prapadyante tam statheva bhajamyaham. So this is the way that Krishna wants from us. Krishna doesn't want, okay, you just go to temple, you fulfill your duties, you do this. He wants your relationships. He wants your love. So that's why when you chant his name, when you chant his mantra, you actually start or begin to give yourself to him slowly, slowly. So this is the power of spirituality, this is the power of mantra. And this is how when you chant this mantra, you actually go away from the problems. Problems are still there, but you are away from the problems. You understand? So this is higher vision. So this is it. And if you have any question, so we have still some time, 5-6 minutes. So we can discuss here. If you have any argue, if you have any commentary, if you have any realization that you want to share, you learn something. What did you learn?
I learned that what you give is what you get.
Simple, yeah. Even 5, 6 years, 7 years. How old you are?
9.
9. Even he knows. If he gives something to someone, you receive the same thing. So if you give your love to Krishna, you also get what back? Love of Krishna. So this is the way. Anything else? Someone wants to ask something? Yeah, you want to ask? Share your realization, your learning. Sorry, my voice is not great quality, but what to do? Anything you want to ask? Any questions? All clear? You?
Is moksha the only aim we have, should have in our life, to get closer to God?
Yeah, any tips on that, like how we can understand this moksha?
Yes, is this the moksha should be our aim?
Yeah. Yeah, moksha is there. So moksha is one thing. So for example, our Veda says that usually people follow these 4 things. Dharma, Artha, Kama, and then moksha. So first they try to follow dharma. Say for example, someone who is a teacher. So their dharma is to teach. You understand? Dharma is not Hindu, Muslim, that's like our given name. That's faith, that can be changed. But dharma is like, say for example, sugar. What's dharma of sugar? Sweetness. So dharma means things that if you take from that thing doesn't survive. You understand? So for example, you take sweetness from the sugar, so it's no more sugar. If you take the saltiness from the salt, it's just powder. Okay? So dharma is the thing which is inbuilt in ourselves. Why everyone is not teacher? Why everyone is not doctor? Why everyone is not boss? Because we have certain dharma in our body inbuilt. So people start their life or begin their life with performing their dharma. All right? Maybe teacher, doctor, lawyer, pilot, dharma. With that dharma, what do they get? Artha, money. You can say in one sense, yeah. Though it's different, but let's make it easy. You can say, your dharma is karma. My dharma is, for example, my dharma is teaching. Okay, so that's my dharma. But my karma is to write, karma can be elaborative. But dharma is one thing. Understand? So for example, you are? You are like teacher or doctor, what you are? Oh, you are software engineer. So engineering or maintaining things is your dharma. So under that, so many things come. You have to work on computer, you have to work with the manager, you have to work with the instruments. So this is your karma, and your dharma is to work as a software engineer. This is your dharma. By following our dharma, what we get? Money. That is artha. With that money, what we do? Kama. We fulfill our desires. We buy a house, we maintain a family, we do charity. So this is how we fulfill our desires. We purchase necessary things in our life. So this is kama. And once you fed up with all these things, then you have realized that, oh my God, I gave my 40, 50 years to this thing. And now I realize it doesn't have any value. Because remember, Bhagavad Gita, everything is temporary and full of problems. It doesn't matter if you work in Google or you work in the new startup. Problem is everywhere. So when you realize this thing, this idea, this is something called midlife crisis. People in 40 to 60, they think, my God, what did I do? I spent my 40 years in this thing, and now I come to know that it's not going to serve me again. It's no use. So this is called midlife crisis. So when you come to this point, everyone comes. It's not like you come, I come. Everyone comes at this point where they stop earning money. And they start to think about their retirement. So this is where role of moksha comes in picture. And real moksha is to go back to Krishna. And how to go back to Krishna? To giving everything to Krishna. And when I say giving everything, that doesn't mean physical everything. You understand? I'm talking about consciousness. So for example, if you are working as a software engineer, but if you think I am the worker, I am the enjoyer, I am the one who is managing all these things, that we need to give up, that I mentality. You understand? We have iPhone, same I mentality. So we have to give up this I mentality, thinking that God has their role, I am not the doer. You have some idea. So for example, if you go into a company and if you have your bike or car and something happen and you can't do anything, though you are a software engineer, you can't work. You understand? You have skill, you have everything, you have knowledge, talent, ability, everything. But still you can't work because you are not the doer. So we have to understand that in my life, Lord Krishna has some role. He is providing me all necessaries. And based on that I am living, and that's why I am grateful, that's why I am dedicating my work to Krishna. So I am not doer, Krishna is a doer, and I am his as a servant. I am serving him. So to developing this consciousness that whatever we do for the pleasure of Lord. If you have this mentality, then you can overcome so many things. And if you spend whole life in this mentality, while leaving your body, you have still Krishna in your mind, and then you go to Krishna. This is, you call moksha. So achieve Krishna or Krishna's home. So this is our moksha mark. Any doubt?
Once you get to that stage, then you will get rebirth.
No, never. In Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter where Krishna is saying, once you come here, then you will never come back here. We will discuss later because now we're going to start Aarti. So thank you so much for coming, and let's go for Aarti.
जय श्री श्री राधा गोकुलानंद की, श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की. So as the Aarti ceremony is being performed, we'll be singing this song, which will be on your screen very soon. The lead singer will sing one line at a time, and then if you can follow the lead singer, and then we'll go on to chanting Hare Krishna. So please do chant along with the devotees, and you can also join in with the dancing. So everyone can please come forward, and if there are any mats next to you, please grab the mats and put it under the bell near the entrance, so we don't have anyone tripping over. Hare Krishna.
Kivaya Jaya Gaura Chandar Aruti Kosova Jaya Gaura Chandar Aruti Kosova Janavitavane Jagamanalova Janavitavane Jagamanalova Dakineni Taichan Bame Gadadara Kineni Taichan Bame Gadadara Nika Te Advaita Srini Basachatradara Advaita Srini Basachatradara Bose Yache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane Yache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane Arati Gorinna Brahma Adidevagane Arati Gorinna Brahma Adidevagane Narari Adikori Shamaradulaya Adikori Shamaradulaya Sanjajamu Kundavasu Gosadigaya Kundavasu Gosadigaya Sanka Vaje Ganta Vaje Vaje Karatala Vaje Ganta Vaje Vaje Madhura Mridanga Vaje Paramarasala Madhura Mridanga Vaje Madhura Shanta Vaje Ganta Vaje Madhur 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 Vaje Vaje Ganta Vaje Madhur Madhur Shanta বাহু কতি